What's Left Behind, a Joanne Kilbourn mystery. Written by Gail Bowen. Narrated by Athena Karkanis. Dedication. For Maggie Siggins and Gerald Sperling, who have supported artists and the arts for so many years with gratitude and love. Chapter 1. When I picked up the phone on the morning of my son Peter's wedding and heard Warren Weber's deep, bourbon-cured bass, I smiled. Warren and his wife Annie were among my favorite people. But Warren was 80 years old, and he didn't believe in preamble, so my pleasure was short-lived.
I hope this is an unnecessary phone call, Joanne, but I thought you and Zack should know that my son signed himself out of Valley View this morning. His doctor doesn't believe Simon is ready to be released, but he entered Valley View voluntarily, so he was free to leave.
My nerves clenched. Do you think Simon plans to show up here?
I don't know, and the doctor didn't say, but Simon's obsession with Lee Crawford drove him to the hospital in the first place. Lee is her sister's maid of honor. We have to consider the possibility that Simon may be headed for the wedding.
Lee's been worried about that, I said. Did Simon's doctor have any advice about how to handle the situation if he does show up?
Dr. Fidelak suggested that we focus on preventing that from happening,
Warren said.
Annie and I are still in the city. One of my oldest friends died this week, and I'm helping his widow with the arrangements. As soon as I'm through, Annie and I will come straight to Lawyer's Bay. If we haven't heard from Simon by then, we'll park outside the gates and wait. If Simon arrives, we'll get him across the lake to our cottage before he does anything we'll all regret.
Thanks, I said. I don't know what else we can do. I just hope you don't have to wait around on the road. Warren chuckled.
Sitting in an air-conditioned limousine with a beautiful 25-year-old who loves me? I'll be fine, Joanne. So will Annie. And so, I hope, will Simon. One way or another, we'll see that he gets the treatment he needs.
I hope so. Zack was still at Faulkner Shreve when Simon started with the firm, and he thinks highly of him.
Good, because I may need Zack's help getting my son back to the hospital,
Warren said, and then he broke the connection. Every season has its own rhythm at Lawyer's Bay. In summer, the lake is alive with the squawk of shorebirds, the thrum of motorboats, and children's shrieks of terror and delight as they leap off the high board of the diving tower. In fall, the cheers and groans of touch football and the honking of Canada geese flying south echo across the water. In winter, the screams of tobogganers shrill through air sharp and clear as ice. But on that foggy May morning, the only sounds in our silent world came from Zack's all-terrain wheelchair, rolling along the sand and my footfalls. Ahead of us on the beach, our dog Pantera chased a squirrel. The wedding would take place in front of the gazebo, on the tip of the bay's west arm. The setting was striking. So was the gazebo, an octagonal structure of wood and glass supported by stones carefully chosen and trucked down from northern Saskatchewan. Noah Weinberg, the husband of one of Zack's law partners, was a gifted carver, and one of his most eloquent pieces hung from the base of the structure like a figure on a ship's prow. The carving was of a woman, her arms and legs long and graceful, her breasts full, a powerful woman, but her face was etched with an ancient and private grief. As Zack and I moved towards the point, the mist that had shrouded the familiar markers was lifting. 2 summers earlier, our daughter Taylor and her friends Isabel Weinberg and Gracie Faulkner were captivated by a book that showed how our ancestors created landmarks to guide those who came after them. Inspired, the girls built a series of inuksukit along the shoreline of Lawyer's Bay. As the eerily human, ghostly figures emerged from the haze, I remembered the determination on the girls' young faces as they pushed rock-laden wheelbarrows through the sand to ensure that future
Sample complete. Ready to continue?